Okay, so I've put 108 ends on this warping reel, and I'm finished with my counting. I'm gonna get my scissor and I'm gonna cut this and tie it to the first dowel, the dowel that we started on. Now I've got 108 ends, that's my entire warp. But what I need to do is, I need to keep this cross intact so that when I take it to the loom, all of my warp ends will be in the order that I put them on here in. So I'm going to tie little scrap pieces of yarn around each group. This one right here, this one up here. When you tie it, make sure you're not tying the guide string. Here's the guide string. Leave that on the warping reel or the warping board. Just tie the group of warp. This is a really important step because you don't want to take the warp off without being able to keep these pieces separate. You want to also tie this cross into put a string around the cross so that it keeps separated. This group has to be tied. You don't have to tie it tight, just as long as the groups aren't going to fall back together and get mixed together again. You want to just to keep them separated. So that's it. Now you want to go down to the very bottom or the very end dowel where you made your return trip from. I'm going to put the brake on this so it doesn't spin around so easily. And just slide, keep your finger inside here to keep the ends separated, because you're going to cut this. I'm going to slide your scissor in here and cut this right in half so that you have all of your individual ends. Then, holding it securely, just make a knot in the end to tie it off and hold it so that it doesn't go all over the place. Hold the knot in your hand. We're going to chain the warp so that it's easier to carry to the loom. So holding the knot in your hand, wrap the warp around your wrist, and then transfer the knot or the tassel part to your other hand. And then just grab the warp with the hand that's got the loop of yarn around it and pull it through the loop. It's just like crocheting. You grab the warp and pull it through. Just keep doing that until you get to the beginning. And you'll see it's making a chain, and that's what they call chaining the warp. So you just keep grabbing and pulling through, grabbing and pulling through until you get up to the top, and then you can just slide these right off, and they're going to stay grouped because you tied them in those 5 places. And the whole idea is you want to keep this X, all these pieces of yarn, in the order that you put them on the warping reel in, and it'll keep all of them in place. So that's how you measure your warp and chain it so that we can carry it to the loom easy. Thank you for watching this episode, and the next one we're going to be slaying the reed and starting to warp the loom so we can weave. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.